heavy showers, hail. Ooh, don't like the look of this. And a blustery southeast wind, the overnight low 4 Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Later today, strong southeasterly winds with sunshine and occasional heavy showers, milder than yesterday. Maximum temperature 9 Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. The outlook for the weekend, less windy with sunshine and showers and fairly mild. The air quality's very, very good. And the temperature now 4 Celsius, 38 degrees Fahrenheit.
Best music on the best station. Beacon Radio.
Midnight Line on Beacon and WABC, 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury, and where's the back of the envelope I've written everything on? Oh, well, that's just typical, isn't it? Finally do some show preparation, and what happens? I go and lose it. Okie dokie, it's a free-for-all, so you can talk about anything you want to talk about. 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury. The lines are open until, well, at least 2, I think is probably the most accurate way of describing it. Government aren't doing anything stupid, unfortunately, and nobody's trying to build a nuclear power plant next door to an infant school or anything like that, so consequently life's a bit dull at the moment, so we'll make it a free-for-all, as there's no one subject that's going to carry us right the way through 2 hours. So we'll make it a free-for-all. What we want to know, though, is what winds you up, what gets you annoyed, what gets you to say, Horlicks! You see that woman on the telly, Horlicks? She's queuing up at the post office, and old women in hats, like, jump in front of her, and then when she finally gets to the till and it's her turn, till closed appears. She says Horlicks because she's cross. So what makes you cross? What gets you mad? Loads of things that get me mad. Heaps of things. Absolutely heaps. I mean, for example, motorists. Not all of them. But, sorry to say, the vast majority, I think, of motorists should have a sign in the back window that says, not this baby on board. I mean, what's that meant to mean, anyway? Baby on board. What am I meant to do now? Now I know there's a baby on board. Applaud? What? Take my hands off me handlebars and applaud? Oh, well done, you got a baby on board. So what? I mean, take the unlikely scenario where an articulated lorry is thundering down a hill, its brakes having failed, having absolutely no way of controlling itself, and it's just about to plough into a car, and it sees a sign that says, baby on board. Well, what's it going to do? Go round it. Oh, good job you had that sign, mate, otherwise it'd be right over you. A load of rubbish. Baby on board. Where was I? Oh, yes, I think instead of having things like that, or I lost my dentures at Longleat, or whatever it is they put in the back of cars these days, I think they ought to have a sign, or 90% of them should have a sign that says, please drive carefully, I'm a smeghead, and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I only live about 3 miles from the studio. I mean, you wouldn't expect to have to sort of dice with death every night, would you? I mean, you think you get one night off? Well, oh no, there's always somebody around. I mean, what is it that 90% of car drivers think you're psychic? They think you're John Starkey. Oh, I'm not going to bother indicating. He obviously knows I'm going to pull out at this moment. Why? What is it? Anyway, so what winds you up? Car drivers wind me up. Supermarkets wind me up. Having to drive to a supermarket winds me up 3 times more than just one of the two. Dreadful business. Hate supermarkets. Who invented them? Well, Stephen Hoopermarket, of course. What a stupid question. Who invented them? So what winds you up? We want to know that. We would also... Suzanne Charlton, she winds me up. That girl who reads the weather. Bobby Charlton, the greatest living Englishman's daughter. Of course, there's no nepotism going on. Of course, she didn't get the job because she's Bobby Charlton's daughter. Oh, no. She got it because she's such an ace. Weather forecast. Why didn't she eat something? Just eat anything. Just put a bit of weight on. I mean, I think she ought to be made to sort of juggle a football. Or even better, like her dad did, volley one from the edge of the box every so often, just to remind us who she is. That'd be fair. Don't see what's wrong with that. It's only a little thing. It's not much to ask. I was only saying that was all. So she winds me up. Oh, there's heaps of things wind me up. Well, what winds you up? We want to know that on 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury. We also want to know about your pets, because we are We're a nation of pet lovers. Do your pets, do your dogs, your cats, your canaries, your fish, your gerbils, do they do anything amusing? And what are they called? Have you got any pets that have got unusual names? Like my fish do very unusual things. I keep goldfish, and my fish do completely unusual things. They all die, which I thought was quite an unusual thing for a fish to do. I mean, it's not like I'm putting toxic nuclear waste into the tank for them or anything. A lovely clean tank, nice little air filter, and 4 out of the 5 of them bellied up. There's only Lister left, Dave Lister. Crichton's gone, the cat's dead, Starling's dead, Crichton's dead, they're all dead. So my fish do very unusual things, they die. So I want to know about your pets. Tell us about your pussy, missus, because I couldn't resist that. Your cat, of course, is what I meant. So they do strange and unusual little things. We want to know about that. And what else did I write down? Yeah, it looks like it's getting a little bit vish in Sarajevo at the moment. I mean, they're starting to shoot at us. Should we shoot back? The problem, I mean, the bravado side of me says, you start shooting at our boys and eat 7.62mm round, pal. But the reality of the situation is that there are more of them than there are of us. Which is why every time Bill Clinton sort of says, why don't we go and have an air attack? Let's go and, like, bomb it. Well, that's a really good idea if you're sat in America or you're sat in the safety of Great Britain. But if you're one of our lads on the grounds, I mean, I would have thought, that if the RAF went over and dropped a few bombs, the first things the people who've been bombed would do afterwards is go a-looking. They go and find them. And they find our boys and extract revenge. So maybe we shouldn't be there in the first place. I don't know. I mean, why should we be there? People say, well, it's humanitarian. Well, okay, well, if it's humanitarian, then there's lots of other places we should be as well. We should be in Chile, or we should be in Africa. Or we should be fighting human rights abuse in North Africa. There's all sorts of places we should be. So I'm not entirely sure that the humanitarian argument wins it. Any old way up. All those and more coming at you between now and whenever we finish. 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury. Before we go to the lines, dear Ian, that's always a good start to a letter. Firstly, let me say I love your show. Now, on December the 13th, I was very lucky to get into Santa's Grotto. I won a Marks & Spencer's carrier bag, and I've not yet received it. You wait till I get older, them pixies. The packing pixies. Oh, that's Anne Brooks, and she's in Knocking. You wait, Anne. You wait till I get hold of them. I'm going to get them for this. They're going to be ex-pixies. Martin Scholes writes, dear Ian, you mentioned on this morning's programme that you might get John Starkey, to do a bit of graphology on random samples of listeners' handwriting. So consequently, he's enclosed them, and that is absolutely correct. Because John Starkey will be in this very studio, sat in that very chair, next Monday into Tuesday on the Midnight Line. So be there, it'll be totally unfashionable. 2 ways you can get through to him. You can phone up on the night, or you can drop us a line, and if the spirit moves him and he feels so moved, you never know, he might pick your letter out and start telling you all about yourself. So you better put a phone number on that we can contact you at. That'll be jolly nice. I'm just trying to get Dennis back here. Ah, good, it's ringing. Always a good sign with a telephone. Michael J. Bailey in Sutton Hill, he says, dear Ian, just a few lines to say the Midnight Line's the best talk show on the radio. I've heard 1 or 2 attempts on other stations, but none come close to the Midnight Line. You're very, very kind. I've only been listening for about 2 months, but already I've got to recognise some of the regulars. Mr. W. Nutt, Len, Little Eric, Big Eric, hope he's feeling better, and last but not least, Vicky. Yes, when you and Vicky get talking, I'm usually guaranteed a laugh or two. Missus, as you'd say. I just stole that off Frankie Howard. But if it works for him, it'll work for me, won't it? Great show, another listener to your list. By the way, how's that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Triumph Sprint of yours? Are you still getting blown away by kids on skateboards? No longer. I can open the throttle a bit more now. I'm just having a look at it on the camera here. Love you. Love you, Wolf. That's its name, I called it Wolf. He's still getting blown away by kids on skateboards. How long have you got to go before you can wind that throttle back and feel the tarmac rush by? Be lucky even, ride free, and that's from Mike. How long have I got to go? Well, with the way the weather's been, I've still got about another 850 miles to go before I can fully, like, open it up. I need to put a couple of cartoons from Backstreet Heroes in for me. Thank you very much. Very kind man. Dear Ian, just a note to say how much I enjoy your show. I've been doing it at midnight for 3 years, listening that is. I've one question for all of you, all of those homophobic people who listen to your show. I know a lot of people hate us, but as with most things, if you don't understand it, you fear it. We don't choose to be this way, by which I presume you mean homosexual. We're born. I think this would be a good topic for a Tuesday night. I'm 21 and female. I'm too scared to come out for fear of the circumstances which will arise, as I don't understand the hatred homophobes feel. I fear it. My question is, why are people so afraid of people like me? So there we go. She's called Kelly, and she, according to this, is homosexual. She doesn't want to come out because she's scared. What would your advice to Kelly be? 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-225 in Shrewsbury. Read that. Haven't read these. Let's just do these. Then we'll go to the lines. Dear Ian, could I please have a photograph of yourself, as the Rottweilers are getting hard to handle? Ah ha ha ha. Would you use this sample of my handwriting for your show with John Starkey on Monday? Ha ha. Ha. Beverly Sharp. Ha ha. Also, Chris Hathaway has sent me a Lapland's... No, too hard. Safeway Lapland's card. Very hard to explain. Chris Hathaway says, Dear Ian, on Saturday's show, you said the photos with her. You did. Now, it's been over a year, and I'm not willing to take just anybody's word for it. I want proof. So could you please send me one? A photo, that is. And if you're feeling generous, how about two, so I can give another fan of yours one? What? Oh, I see, when he's back from university. Also, who won the What does the boss look like competition, and was it me? The answer is I can't remember, but I do remember it wasn't you. Okay. Fair enough. Pearl Quinney. She says, I've tried to get through many times, but I've never been lucky. All you do is pick up your phone, dial, and if you get a line, hang on to the line. She'd like a photograph. That's fair enough. Yes, we're getting through them. We are getting through them. In fact, the first one should have arrived this morning, so I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise for that. I'd like to get to speak to John, so there we go. There's some more handwriting. Maybe John will pick that one up. OK, you want to drop me a line? 28 Castle Street in Shrewsbury, or 267 Tettenhall Road in Wolverhampton. And send in, I don't know, any comments, any letters that you might want to write. Also, you still got tomorrow, really, to post a letter with a sample of your handwriting, so that maybe John Starkey, maybe he won't, but maybe he will, pick it up and have a little read of it and a little analyse of it. Also, we've finally got photos. They are going reasonably quickly as well, I'm pleased to say. So if you want one, just drop us a line, self-addressed envelope, the sort of size you put a card in, you know, big. Well, I know it depends on what sort of card you put in, but your average sort of birthday card, you know, the one with the amusing iguanas on the front and that sort of thing. OK, midnight line on Beacon and WABC, free for all, because there's nothing massive happening in the world, but there's lots of little things worth commenting on. First on the lines this morning, Dennis, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Dennis. What can we do for you?
Can I have two quickies and then a good moan?
Oh, aye. Yes, nothing like a quickie, Dennis.
Oh, yes, yes. The first quickie is, I lost my lovely cat last summer from my caravan, travelling back from Honeybury to Franklin in Birmingham. Do you remember?
I do remember.
And you allowed me to come on your phone line. And 7 people rang me up, 7 lovely people, who wanted to know how she got on and how I found her. Well, I did find her.
Oh, good.
I had a phone call from a lady at Leominster who found Daisy living quite happily in the grounds of her stately home. So I drove over and brought her back.
So she'd gone up in the world, had she?
Yes. I don't know whether she wanted to come back to Franklin, but she she had to.
So cat and man reunited?
Yes, and I had 7 phone calls, and a lovely one from Ina of Cheslin Hay, Jessie from Wrexham, and George from Walsall, who were very, very lovely to me, and I appreciate it very much.
Well, we're pleased you got Daisy back.
Yes, that was great. Quick item number 2. did you get any information about the flying bomb that landed on Tong? You can tell me sometime.
Did we? Yes, I think we did.
And
Can't remember what it was though now.
Can I go on
I think
to the moon?
I think it was a flying bomb landed on Tong. I think that was basically it. That's about as far as we got with that one. But yes, it was actually confirmed that a
that's something.
flying bomb landed. They have since moved it.
Good.
We can't go and see it, but apparently, yes, it was. People rang up and confirmed that a flying bomb had in fact landed on Tong. If you're living in Tong, don't worry, it wasn't last week or anything like that. It was during the Second World War.
Good.
So you're in absolutely no danger, Tong.
Now, can I have a good moan?
Please do.
Now, I'm going blind. I've got acute progressive retinal degeneration. I've just lost my driving license, actually. I'm going blind. Now, I'm not moaning about going blind. I've had a good run, and I'm not going to bellyache about that. But what I am going to bellyache is the attitude of shop assistants and people in the street to people who can't see very well. This afternoon in Northfield, I was in a shop, a darkish shop, and I said to the girl, is there a pound coin there or a 20 pence piece, love? And she said to me, if you can't tell the difference between a 20 pence piece and a pound, you shouldn't come out shopping. Now, I'm a widower, I live alone, I've got to go out shopping.
What a snotty attitude.
Yeah, and it wasn't the only one, it isn't the only one. I have to choose my time to go shopping now.
Where did that happen?
In Northfield, in Birmingham. Northfield in Birmingham.
What a snotty shop assistant.
Yeah, my eyesight's fading quite rapidly now, apparently, yes. And I must get ready for going blind. But I think the attitude to other people who can't see very well is terrible.
Did you tell her that?
No, I didn't, no. I think there should be some kind of a badge that people in between being able to see and using a white stick, I think there should be a badge in between. So next time I go to Selly Oak Hospital, I'm going to ask.
What is her business? Her job's to take the money, not start passing comment.
That's right, yeah. But these young, what they call job creation people and that, they don't.
Oh, the youth slave trade.
They're the same as barmaids. Barmaids aren't the same as they used to be.
Oh, I'm keeping my head down here.
Oh, are you then? Anyway,
I'm saying nothing Big Mo will crush me.
The main thing is about Daisy. I want to thank Ina for a phone call, and Jessie, and George from Walsall. Do you know, the kindness of people was overpowering. It really was.
I'm pleased to hear it.
And I want to thank you very much for letting me on at the time.
You're very welcome.
I think it was November.
I think it was, Dennis.
All the best. Good night. God bless to all the culture lovers.
Ta-ra, mate.
I should be listening. Ta-ra.
There we go, Dennis. Well, that's a bittersweet phone call. A happy phone call because he found Daisy, the cat. But also got a bit of abuse from a shop assistant. Well, anybody else had abuse from shop assistants? Anybody else met shop assistants with attitudes? If you're a shop assistant, then is that fair? I mean, come on, you can be honest with me. You know, do you think that you're all right and 50% of the rest are actually a little bit sharp and exceed their authority? Dennis was told that if he couldn't tell the difference between a 20p piece and a pound coin, he shouldn't be out shopping. I think that's absolutely disgraceful. 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury. We want your shaggy dog stories this morning. If you've got an amusing pet that does amusing things, or you've got, I don't know, a pet with a strange name, something like that, ring us up, tell us the story. We also want to know what winds you up. What are your views on Sarajevo? Should we be in the... Loads of things going on, loads of things for you. Just comment on the Midnight Line at Beacon and WABC, and hasta la vista, babies, because we'll be back to the lines after these.
Tipton Challenge. Update. The Tipton City Challenge is a much-needed 5-year project designed to revitalise the areas in and around Tipton. Its aim is to improve job prospects, provide better housing conditions, and make the area a safer, more attractive place to live. To achieve this, the Challenge Partnership is working with Sandwell Council, other agencies and industry. Together, they plan to spend around £144 million over the next 5 years. Keep listening for further updates or call 021 569 3134 for more information.
The Tipton City Challenge, doing more for the people of Tipton.
Now it's time for Now. Now is the new magazine for people who know life is for living. Now features interviews, reviews, news and pages of prize-winning competitions. It's provocative, it's controversial. Now includes your free What's On magazine for this area, with full listings for music, movies, theatre and the arts. So So if you want to get informed, get ahead, get some fun, get now. Available from all good newsagents. And it's out.
I'm down at Dreamworld, where everyone's flocking to their winter sale. Famous name suites, carpets and beds are flying out the door. Look out! Hundreds of quality suites are reduced to clear, including leather, hide and Draylon from only £395. There's a huge range of carpets and beds, and they give you up to £500 part exchange on your old suite, and take away your old bed free of charge. Done! 2 years interest-free credits available, so ask for a written quotation. The winter sale is now on, open 7 days a week. Dreamworld are at Stallings Lane, Kings Winford. Oh, I need a sit-down.
Well, it's so easy to buy a suite at Dreamworld.
Midnight Line on Beacon and WABC, 754-123 in Wolverhampton, 236-235 in Shrewsbury. It's a free-for-all. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. Isn't that kind of me? Because there's no huge, humongous type subject knocking around at the moment that I felt we'd get 2 hours out of, just in case we were wondering why we're getting all these free-for-alls. All that and the fact that the phone lines seem to get very excited whenever we do free-for-alls. So play to your strengths, boy. First time caller next, we've got Avril. Good morning.
Hello, Ian.
Well, hello, Avril.
Great show, Ian.
You're very kind, Avril.
I've been dying to get you. I've been trying for ages and ages.
And now here you are.
Yes. Our sister's listening to Dorothy. Can I say hello, Dorothy?
Hello, Dorothy.
Yes.
Follow the yellow brick road and all
Yes,
that.
she introduced me to your show, actually.
Wonderful person,
Right.
Dorothy.
Well, I want to talk to you about God.
Oh, right.
Right, because, like you, I was absolute pagan. And I used to mock Christians and laugh at them. You know, I was really a little swine.
Well, I never mock people's beliefs. I just choose to be a heathen.
Oh, well, I absolutely thought God was a load of rubbish.
A load of bobbins.
Yes, and we found God in a funny way. We got a donkey. We met a donkey.
Well, you do, don't you?
Yes.
I met 2 yesterday.
Well, we
I was just walking
we own donkeys now. Through the donkey.
How many donkeys have you got?
2 donkeys.
And what are they called?
Emma and Jenny. And we've got little Shetland pony called Dandy.
Emma and Jenny the donkeys.
Yeah.
And Dandy the Shetland pony.
Yes.
Right.
And what happened? We've taken our doggy a walk. And we sort of met this donkey in a field attached to a large house. So, of course, we every time we took the dog a walk, we took the donkey a carrot. And one day, a fence was built, and we couldn't get access to the donkey. So, of course, we was upset. We went round and asked us the house, like, you know, can we see the donkey? Turned out to be a children's home, and there's lots of nuns. And I thought, oh gosh.
Lots of nuns in a children's home.
Yes, they actually ran.
Are you sure it wasn't a nun's home?
No, it was a children's home.
Because you usually find lots of children in children's homes.
Yes, and a donkey.
Noted for it, they
So
are.
anyhow, we started to go to the donkey. We met the children. We met the nuns. The children were going to church, would we like to go? And I used to go to church, but I've been away for a long time, you know, dabbled in other things, like occult, you know, not really occult things, but...
You've been dancing around the heath at midnight
yeah,
naked, haven't you?
I was into fortune telling and stuff like that, you know. That sort of interested me, that type of thing.
So you kept your clothes on then?
Yes.
Right, all right.
Anyhow, over the years, we took these kiddies to church, we got to know the nuns, and we started to feel, we've been called back to church by God. You know, it was like a call.
Via a donkey?
Yes, and the sister in charge, who I used to go, you know, sort of pick flies of religion, and I used to pick flies on everything I could think of, you know. Anyhow, she sort of put up with me.
This is the donkey or the nun?
The nun.
Oh, right, okay.
And she put up with me because I used to be really nasty to her, you know. And anyhow...
Ha-ha penguin and things like
yeah,
that?
Well, yeah, you name it, I did it. And yeah, she was a real nice person. She had such a peace about, you know. And yeah, my other 2 sisters were sort of coming along with me at the same time. We all went down to the children's home, out with children, went to church together. And we decided we'd like to get confirmed. And we all got confirmed.
I was confirmed.
Were you?
Oh, no, certified, sorry.
Anyhow, we got confirmed, and the children's home closed down.
Ah.
Yes, Edwina Curry.
Yeah, I blame her.
Yeah, she closed it down.
And all the little kiddies thrown out onto the streets
Yes.
to become street children.
Yes, yes. And the donkey. So we took him in. We took the donkey in and we found him a home.
That's not the nun.
No. We took the donkey in.
So where does it live?
At Brown Hills.
No. I mean, does it live in your back garden?
No, a field.
You brought it a field?
We rent a field for him.
Ah.
Well, he's since died because this is going back 15 years.
Oh, I see.
What I'm trying to say is, to know God, you have to spend time with him. You have to start praying and getting to know him.
Like any other relationship?
Yes. I mean, to know God, I don't know God if you don't start praying and, try and find out about him.
And you would totally believe that God works in mysterious ways?
He's worked in my life, and I'll tell you this, it's the biggest miracle going, because I was such a little swine.
Well, yeah. What swinish things did you used to do?
I mean, I would have a temper with people, I would swear at people. I'd go round. I've written you a lovely long letter today, because I thought I'll never ever get on the show.
Well, send it anyway.
I've sent
Makes
it.
me feel better.
With 2 stamps for a photograph.
Right.
Yes.
We'll send you one back.
No, I think the basic recipe for knowing God, we go to a prayer group now. We actually go to a prayer meeting each Sunday. And the basic recipe for me is to be praying each day. Spend some time with God. Read the Bible, which I never ever did.
Do you actually speak to God?
Yes. Sometimes I argue with him.
And who wins?
He does.
Well, I suppose he would really, being infallible and all that.
I usually end up going around in circles and then thinking, God really knows best. Why didn't I think of that?
How does God speak to you?
It's funny, really. You have a sense of what's the right... Well, if you live by his laws, like, for instance, I used to like gossiping, swearing, tempers, used to be really that type of person.
But no longer?
No, I try not to gossip and not to swear. I try to, care about people, help people.
And does God tell you to do this?
Well, I get such a peace from doing it that it's amazing. A contentment.
He's used the donkey trick before, hasn't he?
Pardon?
He used the donkey trick
he
before.
rode on a donkey.
Yeah. Quite big in recruitment campaigns of donkeys.
I never thought we'd own donkeys, or even have a donkey. I mean, I think that you would have, is it?
Do you have a little nativity scene at Christmas?
No.
Well, you want to.
Our donkeys are naughty.
You've got a naughty donkey.
Yeah, I mean, when the blacksmith comes, we have to pray, because they really play him up,
They don't care where they poo, do they, donkeys?
No. I mean, we built them a little shed.
I was stood behind one in Romania and it went off.
You want to be careful where you stand with the donkey.
Damn right.
I can tell you 2 blacksmiths, who stood in the wrong place.
And now singing with the Bee Gees, are they?
Yes. And getting back to God.
Yes.
I really wish you could come to know him.
Oh, my big mate God?
Yeah, I wish you could come to know him. I mean, it's great. It's changed my life.
Oh, you see, I don't actually believe he exists, and that's a major problem, is going for a pint with somebody you don't believe exists.
Have you ever prayed or, spent time praying to him?
No.
Have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah, I read the Bible.
It's like, it happens when it took me sort of 15 years.
I like the rude bits.
Overnight.
Where they're all begetting each other.
15 years since we owned a donkey. We met the donkey about 10 years ago, and it's been a good 15 years.
Well, as long as you're happy with it.
I am, and I recommend it to anyone. You could ask anybody who knew me before, and they'd say, she is a right little swine.
Well, I'm pleased it works for you.
And also, in my letter,
in your letter, what you've written.
I'm going to get this all in because I probably won't ever get you again. I read John Starkey.
Yes.
Like I said, I used to like fortune telling and dreams and that sort of stuff. But since becoming a Christian, I realise it's wrong. And the way I've worked it out is God knows everything that happens to us, and so does the devil. So in the Bible, it says, do not consult medium and fortune tellers. So it's got to be coming from the devil.
Yeah, but it says lots of things in the Bible, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, the Bible's like the club rules.
Yes.
And if you go about doing other things that the club doesn't like you doing, you might start questioning your faith.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the stuff that's in the Bible is there to protect the faith. It's to protect.
Yeah, because once you start dabbling with the occult and that type of thing...
Well, you might start
it's
asking.
right
You might start asking questions then.
No, I have asked questions. I've been there.
It's like well, it tells you there's loads of things in the Bible you shouldn't eat and stuff like that. Which
Oh, yeah, but some of it's a bit going back really old. You know, a bit...
yeah, but I think that rules are built in. I think that messages are put into the Bible to prevent people from sort of thinking outside those terms. Because if they start thinking outside those terms, then they might very well turn around one day and start questioning God.
Where the occult is, I've questioned it, and I said I used to dabble in it a bit because I had a friend who's a spiritualist, and I went to a few meetings with her, and I started having psychic dreams.
You started having
Psychic dreams. I used to dream the future, and I used to think, you know, flipping out, where's this coming from?
If you dream 8 score draws for Saturday, be sure to give
not
me a
like
ring.
That. It's really complicated. I used to have dreams. I used to be able to sort of, you know what was going to happen. It was weird. So I sort of, no, I don't want it. You know, I didn't want it. And then through reading the Bible, I came across it in Isaiah actually.
Isaiah the New.
I'll put in for you.
Okay, well listen, we'll look forward to getting that.
And you know, I put in a letter to John Starkey. I was off for Central Weekend the other week, and this priest said exactly the same. It's got to come from the devil. And there was a man on there who was a medium, I think.
Yeah, but he would say that, wouldn't he? Because if nobody was religious, then he'd be out of a job.
Yeah, but I think it does come from the devil, because I think it's dangerous.
Well, you see, I don't believe God exists, and I don't believe the devil exists.
Well,
but
no, I suppose with you it's a bit difficult, isn't it? I know the devil exists. I've seen him at work.
Well, I've seen him here, yeah. He sits in the front office, and we call him Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen really nasty people, and you think, God, aren't they horrible? Satan must have really got hold of that person.
So he's got hold of me. Listen, we're going to move on, Avril.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I've got to do it. You've been rattling away for over 10 minutes. What's up with you, woman?
Well, that's okay then. Well, like I said, I probably won't get you again.
You
so-
probably will. All you got to do is pick up the phone.
Oh, I've been trying for weeks.
Just like God, I'm always here.
Yes, well, look, try and pray.
Right.
And read some scripture.
I will do.
Okay.
All right, then.
And don't forget to send us a photograph.
I won't.
Okay.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
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 There we go. We asked if you had any unusual experiences with animals. I'll get your mind out the gutter, will you? Well, I meant was, did you have any unusual pets and that sort of thing? And there we have Avril, who's was led to God by a donkey. There you go. Could only happen here on the Midnight Line at Beacon and WABC. Samantha, good morning.
Good morning.
And you're a first-time caller as well.
Yes, I am.
Well, here you are.
Well, I'd like to have a moan, I'm afraid,
Please do.
about the lack of resources in Braille about everyday things available for blind people.
I don't know a lot about Braille. I mean, I know what it is. It's a method of feeling words, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you walk into any
Royal.
place, like Social Security office, the bank, and there's print leaflets, right? And there's nothing at all in Braille.
Just thinking about it, if I go to the bank... No, there isn't, is there? How do you pay stuff into a bank, then? If you need to pay some money into a bank or take some money out, how do you have to do it?
Well, Mum has to fill the bank book in for me, and I hand it in, and I'm expected to learn how to use a cash point card.
But all cash points are different. I mean, one of the things about cash points is that they vary as to which way you put your card in.
Yeah,
So how do you get around that?
I don't know, just have to experiment with it.
But you only get 3 goes and then it chooses your card.
Yeah, that's it. But I think we've had cable telly from August, and I've been trying to get some Braille information about it, and I just haven't got anything.
What happens if you buy a new TV set? Can you get Braille information on that?
No. I
So-
had a karaoke machine. I bought it myself for my birthday, and I said, could I have the instructions in Braille? And they said, well, we don't do that.
So who does do instructions in Braille?
I don't know, because I phoned the RNIB, the Royal National Institute for the Blind, and they just said that they can't help very much.
Well, that's handy, isn't it?
Yes, it is, just a bit.
So do you feel you're being discriminated against?
I do.
I mean, you look at it, what about things like council leaflets?
That's just it. We go into the neighbourhood office, all the forms are in print, and so are all the leaflets.
Well, you see, you can get council forms in Urdu, you can get them in Hindu,
Well,
you
that's
can get
it,
them in a
yes.
whole host of things, but you can't
Yes.
get them in Braille.
That's right.
And yet, presumably, you're paying your community tax. One of the big arguments about why everything has to be duplicated into different languages is that, well, you know, people whose English is not the first language, they pay the community tax as well. So, on the basis that you're paying your community tax
Well, I'm not actually. I'm 16.
Well, you will be.
Well, I will be.
Well, and presumably there are other blind people who are.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Then why aren't blind groups represented when every other group you can think of, and probably some you haven't even thought of, are represented?
That's right. I was wondering what Eric thought about this, actually.
Well, no doubt we'll be finding out.
Yeah.
Absolutely no doubt about that. I'd never really thought of that, because if you're fully sighted, you don't.
No, I don't suppose you would.
But you just meant to sort of find it out for yourself, then?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the certain telephone numbers. If I needed a doctor in an emergency, I wouldn't have a clue who to dial.
Can you not buy, like, Braille?
Huh?
And not the one from Red Dwarf, the sort of
No.
leathery thing.
Only that thing, that birch or the cat or whatever they can call it. There's only that and that bit of string over the bullet.
The noose.
Because it's no good in saying they don't know what they're doing here. And when a man will take a knife, he's been loosed on a home leaf, he'll take a knife with him and sit on the steps and wait for